The CEO was shocked to discover that his deaf-mute wife was standing on stage singing. It was then that he realized his wife could actually speak. After the banquet, he grabbed the girl in question when she regained her speech. The girl coldly replied that she was never deaf-mute. She pretended to be deaf-mute just to help the CEO recover from the trauma of the car accident. Since the CEO lost his voice after the car accident 5 years ago, the girl had been by his side. However, what she received in return was the CEO's disdain. Not only did he allow his lover to insult her, but he also broke his promise to marry her and no one else. Disheartened, the girl decided to leave the place that brought her so much pain and return to her grandfather's mansion as the heiress. To announce the girl's identity to everyone, her grandfather prepared a grand banquet. Unexpectedly, as soon as the girl and her grandfather appeared, they were met with sarcastic remarks from the lover. The lover told the CEO that the girl shamelessly hooked up with a wealthy man. The CEO's mother also believed it and warned the girl to stay away from the CEO, saying that his ideal bride was the granddaughter of the richest man. Hearing this, the grandfather sneered, thinking that a man with such poor character was unworthy of marrying the richest man's granddaughter. The mother then said something even more unpleasant. At this moment, the CEO grabbed the girl's hand and asked what her relationship was with this old man. Just as the girl was about to speak, her grandfather suddenly stepped forward and scolded the CEO for bullying his granddaughter. The CEO became more convinced that the girl broke up with him because of this old man. Seeing their arrogance, the grandfather advised them to be careful with their words, or they would face retribution. The lover, dissatisfied, started to insult the grandfather. Just then, a subordinate reported that it was time for the richest man to give his speech on stage. Everyone then realized they had offended the unapproachable richest man. The richest man immediately announced the cancellation of his investment in the CEO's company and shut down the family company of the boss and his lover. He warned that anyone who dared to help them would be opposing him. The attendees quickly expressed that they would not associate with people of such poor character. The lover, filled with regret, knelt down and begged the richest man for forgiveness. However, the richest man was determined not to forgive anyone who bullied his granddaughter. He then ordered the bodyguards to escort them out of the banquet hall. In the end, all the scoundrels were kicked out. Later, the CEO shamelessly came to find the girl, accusing her of becoming so bold, not only pretending to be deaf-mute to deceive him but also trying to deceive the richest man. The richest man then came over and said that the girl was the most important person in his life, and no one could bully her. After saying that, he had the CEO arrested, making sure he would disappear from the girl's life forever. The girl and her grandfather then left in a car, with the grandfather giving her a surprise. It turned out that the girl's favorite idol was coming to town, and the grandfather promised to let her dance with the idol in a grand way. Meanwhile, the CEO was filled with anger and resentment, believing that the girl not only deceived him but also used the richest man to bankrupt his family. He and the lover plotted to make the girl pay a heavy price. They planned to find the richest man's granddaughter to help expose the girl's identity and ruin her reputation. But they didn't know who the richest man's granddaughter was. The lover remembered that an international dancer was hosting a banquet in a few days, and the richest man's granddaughter would definitely attend. They decided to try their luck at the event to see if they could meet her in person. A few days later, the lover showed up at the event with tickets. The CEO's mother proudly believed that the lover was a virtuous wife, unlike the deaf-mute girl who only knew how to cling to rich men and hurt the CEO. At this moment, the girl tried to enter the event but was stopped by security. Although her grandfather had told her she could enter the banquet directly, the security didn't know she was the richest man's granddaughter. Seeing this, the lover started mocking the girl again, saying that even though she clung to the richest man, she still didn't have an entry ticket.